Hey everyone, welcome to Catholic Girl Talk. Today is the third part of our series on restored femininity, our relationship with the Trinity as daughters of the Father, spouses of the Spirit, and mothers bearing to the world the gift of Christ. Today we are talking all about motherhood. So first of all, this is a desire that is on the heart of every woman, right? Carrie Gress, in her book, The Anti-Mary Exposed, and all quotes will be from this unless otherwise noted. Side note, I do not recommend this book to anyone under 18, but it's super great. Women have this, quote, longing to be fruitful or to do what is good, unquote. And this is the desire deep in our hearts to be a mother, to be a gift to other people. And again, as with all the other series we've talked about, what is keeping you from recognizing this deep desire of your heart? What's keeping you from realizing that you desire to be a mother? And when we think about this motherhood, our biology points to the fact that we are called to be mothers, right? Women bear the gift of life to the world. We are made to hold and nurture life in our wombs, and this is a sacred reality. But it just spills over into all aspects of life. And as we remember last time, we talked about being open to God, just as Mary was. And when Mary was open to God, that receptivity, she said, "Let it be done unto me." And by her openness to God as her spouse, she conceived Christ in her womb. And the fruit of that spousal receptivity with God was bearing Christ to the world. Think about this. I once heard a priest say, instead of thinking about what if Mary didn't say yes, how horrible it would all be for us, instead of thinking about that, think of what if I said yes to God in each and every moment? How we could change the world by saying yes to God in every moment, right? So we talked a little bit about that last time, but we want to talk about this, be mothers, and specifically mothers bearing to the world Christ, because we're talking about our relationship with God. In 2 points I'm going to focus on. So one, we have the ability to transform people. And then second, making a gift of ourselves. So for the first point, Carrie Gress says we have the ability to transform people, to be, quote, fruitful, to be a vessel, spiritually and physically, for others to find strength, care, affirmation, charity, nurturing, and home. Fertility is the desire to do good things. We see that as women, we have this ability to transform people. And she talks again about, quoting someone named Eric Newman, she talks about how women throughout history have always been compared to vessels. So we have wombs that carry and nurture a baby and then bring him out into the world, right? Ships are always referred to in the feminine because they carry people to safety. Even ovens sometimes are considered in the feminine because they're nurturing something. They transform what is inside. And just as we call the church our refuge, and we also refer to the church with the pronoun she, we can help people become closer to Christ, right? That's that gift of nurturing people and bringing them out into the world, right? That bearing forth of Christ to them. And so, first of all, comment below with your ideas. How can you bear Christ to the world as a woman? How can you bring Christ to others? And then I'm going to propose an idea. So, when we have surrendered ourselves and allowed Christ into the womb of our heart, what will shine forth is the joy of Christ in us. And that joy is evangelizing, right? When people see the joy that you have, they're drawn to it, they want it. And so by being this safe vessel and this resting place of joy, you can bring other people to Christ. Mother Teresa says, "Joy is a net of love by which we catch souls." My sister always tells me that quote. Another way we can bring souls to Christ is by praying the rosary. So one priest said that all the saints for the past 500 years prayed the rosary. And Mary is our mother, and she is a very powerful warrior, right? And we can pray to her to bring souls to Christ. Sometimes if we think souls are too out of our reach, we can't evangelize them, give them to Mary. She got them. She's got them. Okay, secondly, in making a gift of ourselves, God created us purely out of love, right? So this means that our very existence is as a gift. We are a gift. And a gift is meant to be given primarily through our presence, right? St. Edith Stein says, the world does not need what women have, it needs what women are. So we are a gift primarily through the presence of our feminine hearts, through that presence of joy. And one thing this reminds me of, just to drive home the point that we are a gift. When I was like 3 years old, or I said to my mom, Mom, God is telling me. And she says, telling you what? And I said, He's telling me in my ear. And she says, oh, what is He saying? And I said, that I'm a gift. And we tend to forget that as we get older and life gets stressful, but we are a gift because we were created out of love, right? God did not have to create us, which means we are a gift. How can we be this gift to people by our presence? Well, think about it. Being present is something, again, another thing our culture is really bad at. Just think about it. Do you like it when someone you really care about is sitting there with you, actually listening to you, being present to you, not just like with their head, but with their whole being? Like they're understanding what you're saying, they're affirming you, and then maybe they'll talk with you. When do you appreciate a person the most, right? When they really listen to you. I know that I appreciate my mom the most when she is present to me. As mothers, we are called to be present. All called to motherhood, so we're all called to be present to those around us. And I want to conclude by saying we would be pretty bad mothers if we were not filled up first ourselves. In the order of creation, one cannot be a mother without first being a bride, and one cannot be a bride without first being a daughter. Right, so go back to the root of who you are as a daughter of God, a spouse of the Spirit, letting Christ work in you, and then you bear to the world the gift of Christ by your ability to transform people and bring them to Christ and Christ to them, and also by making a gift of ourselves by our presence. So comment all of your thoughts below. Do you have any ideas, suggestions? And this concludes our series. So thank you so much for joining with me on this first Catholic Girl Talk series. Please share your feedback. I just really want to hear what you think of this series, how you engaged in it. Follow me on Instagram at Catholic Girl Talk for the latest updates and news, and don't forget to subscribe to the email list. And if you haven't already gotten your Catholic Girls Coffee Chat discussion guide, go ahead and snag one by putting your email in down below. Thank you all for watching. Have a beautiful day, and God bless. Get all my wiggles out. I don't know why I'm so nervous.
What?
Please don't make a blooper when I'm saying something good. To our children? I mean, I don't have any kids, but you know.